Hey there guys, this is Sausif Ahmed. I'm your IELTS trainer from Warangal. So recently we have seen 3 students scoring a band 7 in their IELTS writing. In fact, 2 students scored a band 7. One student scored a band 7.5 in her IELTS writing. How was that possible? Well, first of all, you have to remember that IELTS writing is not like PT. Okay, మీరు PT writing లాగా నేను ఏదో ఒక టెంప్లెట్ వాడేసి IELTS ఎస్సేకి ఎలా అంటే అలా రాసేస్తానంటే కాదండి. You should be having good command on English. You should have proper understanding of the topic because unlike PT, IELTS essays are predominantly going to focus on reality. Of course, PT essays are also going to focus on reality, but there are certain templates because there is intervention of AI there. It's quite easy to score a better score in PT, but in your IELTS आपको एक इंसानी पूरा टेस्ट करता है, कोई मनुष्य टेस्ट చేస్తాడు మీ రైటింగ్ కి. Okay, there will not be any AI intervention there. So if you properly answer the question, a mix of compound and complex sentences incorporated with proper task response and very less grammatical errors, only then you are going to get a band 7 in your IELTS writing. And not just one, close to 17 students, like they scored a band 7 right in writing. Of course, they scored more than a band 8 or a band 8 in speaking, band 9 out of 9 in reading, band 9 out of 9 in listening, right, and 8.5. That's quite common among my students because आपको पहले सब्र से काम लेना है. Okay, you should be very patient when it comes to these things. Okay, because you see many institutions predominantly targeting that, okay, get a band 8 in 5 days, 4 days, 1 week. I really don't trust because when someone is having a weaker foundation, it's definitely going to take time. So they tell terms and conditions apply, but here they do apply, but it's very realistic. I'm going to be quite pragmatic in all these scenarios. Okay, so how did they score a band 7 and a band 7.5? It took time, first of all. And the other thing is that you need to properly understand the question types. ఎప్పుడైతే questions మనం చూస్తామో అది ఏ type, first అది మనం understand చేసుకోవాలా. తర్వాత you need to practice a lot because being under a qualified and a certified mentor is also important. Sometimes we see that a person having no knowledge starts to teach IELTS and the scores of the students are just disasters. Okay, so this is very important, and today I'm also going to give you a few important tips for speaking, right? Recently one of my students got questions in her part 1 regarding weather and season. Okay, अब यहाँ पर season क्या होता है? Long term को बोलते हैं season, right? So these questions, they actually appeared in her IELTS speaking part 1, and the part 2 question was mainly about an animal. Okay, animal which you had. अब यहाँ पर the problem is that not everyone has an animal, right? Imagine if you remember your childhood, आपके पास शायद animal नहीं हो सकता है, but when they give you this question in your part 2, you have to answer this at any cost. So it's very important to brainstorm a few ideas, and then only then you'll be able to talk properly, right? So that student spoke about a rabbit. Okay, now what information can you speak? Okay, what information can you literally present in front of the examiner about a rabbit? Now you have to use the appropriate words. You should not be using it was good, it was amazing, it was wonderful many times. Okay, yeah, you have to present some alternate words, right? Because your vocabulary also matters in your IELTS speaking. And one more student got a question of part 2 about a person, right, who's famous. A famous को आप prominent बोल सकते हो, renowned बोल सकते हो, and you can say like popular भी बोल सकते हो, because these are the typical synonyms and the reasons why that person is popular. Okay, so you shouldn't just mention one reason. यहाँ पर the question was literally asking about reasons. So you should definitely mention like 2 to 3 reasons. Okay, so you can say like that person is very kind of sympathetic, or आप ये भी बोल सकते हो charitable, benevolent, अच्छे words भी use करना, it's a sign of a good speaker in English, and he always helps the downtrodden, the impecunious. Now why am I telling so many words? Are they really necessary? Of course they are necessary, because vocabulary is also a part, right, of your IELTS speaking. It carries 25% of your speaking score. So you don't literally have to use too many high-end words, but a few of them are absolutely fine. All right. And part 3 की जब बात आती है, ఎప్పుడైతే మనం part 3 గురించి మాట్లాడతామో, most of them are based on reality. Now imagine if you get a question like this: what can the governments do to help poor people? So you cannot tell something which is a lie here. You have to mainly focus on something which is realistic. You can talk about providing them shelter, right, food, and free access to medical care, like this. So if you just tell one thing, you might not be able to get a proper score. So every answer should be having multiple like benefits or reasons, because the question itself is plural में आपको question पूछ रहे हैं वो लोग. So it's very important for you to answer it properly, because that is what will be working in your favor. Imagine if you just say that they should provide free schooling. Apart from schooling, you can also talk about medical care, shelter, right, distribution of food for the shelterless or the impecunious. These things are definitely going to help you to hone your IELTS speaking skills, rather than just keeping your score, I mean the talk, restricted. Because जब भी आपको क्वेश्चन एक प्लूरल फॉर्म में पूछा जाता है, आपको प्लूरल में ही बोलना है. You shouldn't just answer like or give one point, because I've been teaching IELTS right since 2017, and we have numerous students who scored a band 8, 8.5 in their speaking. क्योंकि मेरे को जब speaking test हुआ था, right, I scored a band 8, and listening में it was 9 out of 9, and reading में it was 8.5, and writing it was 7.5. मतलब before hiring वो लोग ने हमको खुद test रखा था, right, and these were my scores, and this is not just by writing something else, काफ़ी मेहनत करनी पड़ती है इसके लिए. So आपको ये हमेशा याद रखना है कि जब भी आप IELTS के लिए प्रिपेयर होते हो, right, always remember this thing कि आपको ना like you don't have to be using like आपको literally ऐसे वर्ड्स यूज़ करने की ज़रूरत नहीं है. कुछ वर्ड्स अगर आप यूज़ करेंगे it's absolutely fine, but you have to give reasons in your part 1 and properly understand, comprehend the part 2 question, and also read the question prompts. This is very important, because if you fail to read question prompts, your answer just might go off the track. So you might just end up speaking something else instead of speaking the real thing. So this is what it is. So if you have any questions, feel free to comment down below. Thank you very much for watching this video, and subscribe to my YouTube channel for more upcoming videos. Thank you very much. Take care and God bless you.